Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. It is time to get to our favorite Tuesday game. The damage is done, my friend. Go around the room. We'll say where the damage has been done. You guys get the game at this point already.
Yep.
Watching during the break. Somebody wanted us to bring this up during the break. It was D Wade versus James Harden, which is resurfaced for some. And the thing that annoys me about it is I hate that this basically gets stirred up by 12-year-olds on Twitter. But D Wade, I guess, made some comments on his podcast, which is very good, by the way, The Why. And now it's a first take topic. And Stephen A went on a very beautiful rant on why D Wade is clearly above James Harden. And I feel no need to continue to make this point home because it's stupid. One guy is a great scorer, which James Harden is, and an MVP, and those are his credentials. But he's also one of the most notorious playoff choke artists of all time, and to put him anywhere in any conversation with Dwyane Wade is a waste of everybody's time and stupid. But that's not my damage is done. That's not my damage is done. My damage is done goes to Conor McGregor.
Damage is done.
Listen, he's still doing it.
He's now trying to become president of Ireland. This is his next move. He wants to be president of Ireland. And now says that he wants to be introduced as the president of Ireland when Bruce Buffer introduced him. And I just have to say, the damage is done, my friend. I've been telling you now for about
damage is done
4 years. He's not fighting anymore. Maybe not 4 years. When's the last time he fought? 3 years?
At least 3 years.
He is not fighting anymore. And the fact that anybody thinks he's fighting or gives thought that, like, poor Michael Chandler. You know, we sat here and we asked him, like, you can see that he felt a fool when we talked to him on this show because Conor McGregor wasted this man's time for 2 years out of the octagon. Oh, we're going to fight. I promise, Michael. Never fought. Okay. And then finally he was getting ready to fight and he goes, my toe. And I'm like, didn't you fight with a torn ACL at one point? A toe that's keeping you out? The thing is, he's never fighting again. And I'm tired of hearing about him fight because he's not fighting as the president of Ireland. He's not fighting as a resident of Ireland. He's never fighting again. The damage is done.
Damage is done.
Stop talking about it. Leroy?
So I told this a little bit earlier, but there was an accident on 75 and why it was backed up. And I got to that area just after it happened. Here's what happens. Traffic is slow in the left lane. People are getting off the express line. People are getting onto express. So there's that one lane. Somebody tried to be a rabbit, go out there and got hit. And so now that backs up all the traffic. Like, stop it. Stop it. Wait in line. You're not going to get up. How many cars ahead you're going to get? 5? Traffic's not moving. The damage is done. Now you got to back up traffic all the way to Palm Beach because you wanted to go up the fast lane.
Crazy.
Stop.
305 Florida Man 561 said Wade had the luxury of playing with Shaq and LeBron. Oh, okay. Well, let me just. I'm sorry. I can't believe I'm getting baited into this. Poor James Harden, who's only had to play in his career, Leroy, with the bums, the likes of Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, then Chris Paul, Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving again, Russell Westbrook again, and Joel Embiid. Oh, and Kawhi Leonard on the twilight of his career. Poor baby. He's had such little to work with in his career. Do you not think that I thought about this, you jackass? And by the by, 305 Florida Man 561. Go back and look who's cost who championships because D-Wade would have a fuller hand if it wasn't for Mr. He had the luxury of playing with LeBron James, who wouldn't back down JJ Barea. But you want to sit here and talk nonsense. by a flop artist. Trickery is what he's built his career off of. And you want to talk about a guy in James Harden who is known for playing one side of the ball, a windsock, against the best shot blocking guard of all time.
Can I ask a question? Sorry. Why do we have to besmirch James Harden? James Harden's not saying this.
He needs to be besmirched.
But he's not.
He needs to be.
It's not like he's out there saying this stuff. I think players appreciate greatness. So I think he's saying, yeah, D-Wade is great. He's one of the best to ever do it. I think that's what James Harden is saying. James Harden's not like Paul Pierce.
He needs to come out and say
James Harden's not like Paul Pierce saying, I deserve to be up there mentioned with those guys.
I want a press conference.
Why? He didn't do anything.
He's responsible for it now. Ball's in his court.
Why?
Which I know what he's going to do. You want to know what he's going to do with that ball?
What?
Dribble, break! Step back. Oh, but he's doing it at 35. Yeah, guess what? When you play half of a basketball game the entire career, you're going to last longer.
Why? I don't understand. Why do you go after like other guys?
I'm not going to do it anymore. J-Fit, go ahead.
Thank you. That's so nice of you. Well, remember when you thought it was a good idea of the Paul brothers fighting each other?
I did think that was a good idea, and I still do.
Yeah, well, I think that was all just a diversion for their new HBO Max show,
the reality show.
TV show. And, well, you know what? It makes me feel good to say this, but they had an event on Times Square, and nobody showed up.
Ooh.
And the very little footage that they had of the very little people that were there, they decided to delete the videos of the terrible crowd.
That's soft. That's soft.
You know what's funny? It's already been done. It's already been seen.
Yeah.
Well, they should know. They should know that anybody who does social media as much as they do, they should know it's going viral that nobody's there.
100%.
Right.
Yikes. I'm just sitting here and I
should have just done the fight.
You should have done the fight. I don't understand why.
Nobody wants to go see
the thing I don't understand about the Paul brothers having a reality show is their life is a reality show. Like, if you want to talk about the most unnecessary person to have a reality show, it's Jake and Logan Paul.
Yeah, and also they had to like force very strongly convince their significant others to do the show with them because they didn't want to do it.
Why would you?
I don't know.
What? Pop. Frog boy?
My damage is done goes to
Damage is done.
Maverick fans, especially the one that you're going to see in this video, who rightfully so are very upset at their man in charge. But no matter how much you hate him and how much you want him gone, doing stuff like this isn't going to help.
Fire Nico! Fire Nico! Fire Nico!
Yelling directly in his face.
That's so rude.
Wait,
rude.
Wait, did that happen to the Marlins baseball guy? He says, you should fire yourself.
No, that happened to Jeff Ireland.
Jeff Ireland. Oh, yeah.
And he called the guy a bleep hole.
Well, damage is done, my friend.
You know it's not helping that they see Luka balling.
How can it help you?
Damage is done.
How could it help you? You see that?
Wait, we don't have that problem with Jimmy. Jimmy plays a role on that team, but he ain't out there like Luka.
They got off to a pretty good start, Leroy. It wasn't good. It wasn't good for my mental health.
No, they were winning. I'm not. You misunderstand what I'm saying.
Heard a lot.
They were winning with Jimmy, but he wasn't out there scoring 40 every night. Luka is out there tearing it up.
You're part of the James Harden problem. You know that, right?
What?
You're like, wee points. There's two sides to the game. Jimmy does a lot. Not anymore, though, dude, because the Heat kicked that ass. And by the way, can I talk about damage is done for a second? Let me just say something.
Okay, I got you.
Bernie Lee. Okay, dude.
Ooh.
For you to have the audacity to talk about, I hope last week was cathartic for everybody and that it brought closure.
Shut up, Bernie.
Listen here, Bernie boy. Guess what, dude? It'll be closure when I decide it's closure. When your whole dog and pony show was going on, oh, Shums is dying, using my name, tweet. I'll decide when it's closure, okay, dude? But for right now, all it was a big ass kicking, and you guys might want to keep winning because you guys are staring the play-in right in the face too. All I'm saying is, dude, don't lose. But I'll decide when it's cathartic. And right now, I don't feel that way.
Why? Because they're winning?
No, because it's not enough when you go out there and fake an ankle injury and say, tummy issue. I'll decide when it's enough. He doesn't decide. You fake the beef with Shams to get your client out of here. So you don't get to decide when Heat fans stop being pissed. I'll decide. And guess what, Draymond Green? I'll tell you another thing too, dude. You want to know why we booed? Because we felt like it. That's why. And stop sitting here saying, Jimmy could have left the Heat if he couldn't have, dude. Guess what? He signed a contract here, then he signed an extension here. There was no, Jimmy could have left the Heat and gone to a better situation. What better situation could he have gone to, Draymond? If you're going to get on your podcast high horse, do us all a favor and check what the hell actually happened. Not what Jimmy told you at a Domino's game. Yikes.
Closure not found.
And the fact that he is the favorite for Defensive Player of the Year. When I saw Bam Adebayo cook that ass at the Kaseya Center, and he's your favorite for Defensive Player of the Year? Still in the year of our Lord 2025?
Listen, let me just say.
Oh, I hope it was.
After that rant, don't say in the year of our Lord.
What?
Let him cook, okay? He was on vacation. Let him cook.
I just, what are you telling Heat? I hope this is cathartic for everybody. Oh, I don't know. If you want to, hey, Leroy, if you want things to be cathartic, you and me, don't you think you should be a gentleman and shake your former teammates' hands, say hello? Or do you think you should just walk out like a sore loser and not say anything to anybody except for rubbing Kevin Love's nipples? Love you, Caleb. Smooch, smooch. How about you make it cathartic? Why do we have to make it cathartic? How about you act, guys, I was a jackass. I want to get out here and give him money. You want to know something? It's the business of sports. Fine. But you want to know what else? How about you shake your teammate's hand, your ex-teammate's hand, like a gentleman? You want to know who did that? Andrew Wiggins. That's who did that.
I don't really know how to respond to.
Smooch, smooch?
No,
he lost
rubbing
me
the
after
nipples?
Yeah,
yeah.
like
I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me?
like I was all yeah, and then you went with the nipple line, and like I don't know where to go with that.
I hope it's cathartic for everybody.
First of all, here. First of all, let me explain how real life works, and I want everybody to listen to this. If you have a breakup and y'all cool, then y'all can go into a public place, say hi, be cordial, right? Because you decided both that it was in the best interest of both parties. I don't care what it is, work, relationship, whatever. Okay? But if you leave a relationship and then you come back and you can't talk to anybody and you come up with bogus reasons why, it's because you know you did some dirt getting out of there.
Right.
If you didn't think you did anything wrong, you could go and have a conversation with everybody involved. But here's the problem, and I told you this when it was going on. How in the hell can Jimmy go talk to Bam or to Tyler or to Kevin Love or to all those guys in the locker room doing what he's doing? That's the problem. There's nothing wrong with the trade. There's nothing wrong with him wanting to trade. But for him to go out on that floor with those guys, the guys for the last 4 or 5 years, he said, those are my brates, that's this, that's that, and go out on that court and fail them with how he's playing. That's why he couldn't go shake their hand. It's not because he left. It's because of the nonsense that he pulled while he was here. That's why he couldn't go shake their hand and say hi and say what's up. Because he knew he did some dirt. So, yeah, there's been times when, guess what? When I was out of Baltimore and Minnesota went and played Baltimore, I went and say hi to the owner, the coach, all my former teammates. I have a problem with it. I get it. I understood why it happened. I didn't have a problem with it. I did make a couple of sly remarks, though. But that's me. They know who I am. So, yeah. You can always get, there's ways of doing things. But here's what makes it tough. And I'm going to say this, and I want everybody to understand it. At no point in time should a player give a rat's ass what the owner thinks, a rat's ass what the coach thinks, or anybody in the organization. But the guys in that locker room, the guys that you play with, you better make damn sure that they either understand what you're doing or you do right by them. And that's the problem. That's the only problem I've had with Jimmy, is how he treated those other guys in the locker room after that's my dude for 5 years. You phony.
Guys.
No, it's phony.
Timbo Slices, I knew Jimmy was full of it when he didn't go to Goron's retirement game. True? Backed out? You want to know who did go? Chris Bosh went, dude. Played with Goron for 3 seconds.
Blood clots still flew all the way around the world.
Love you, Gogi.
So, and guess what? From the start of this, I've been pretty consistent with this. I don't know how you deal with the guys in the locker room going on the court playing like that. Same thing I say about Tyreek. I don't care about the Dolphins or Mike McDaniel. But how you go in that locker room and deal with those guys in there, they know the real deal. You got to go straighten it out with them. So that's why nobody shook hands after the game. It ain't have nothing to do with, we're on the other team or whatever. No. It's the shame you felt with how you ended the situation here with those guys in the locker room.
Steph Curry was dapping up Bam. Steph Curry shook hands.
Yeah.
Draymond Green shook hands.
Yeah.
That's class.
Yeah.
Dude.
I'm telling you. It's the embarrassment of how you handled yourself as a professional.
Yep.
You can put whatever twist you want on it. You can say it's garbage. You can say whatever. I ain't wrong. That's why you couldn't go talk to them. That's why you couldn't go shake hands afterwards.
Take a break.